So in this video, we have an Asian woman who gives her thoughts on the Passport Bros movement. Let's hear what she has to say.
All right, I have a bit of a controversial take on this Passport Bros situation. I didn't even know that this was really a thing until recently. You know, we've been talking a lot about it. I've been hearing a lot about it from different communities, this idea of Passport Bros. And there's this movement of people, men in this case, because obviously Passport Bros, men, they can't or don't want to find a woman in America because I'm assuming, American women perhaps are too outspoken, too demanding, pretty much like, free willing, free thinking. They make their own money. They don't need you. They're not traditional anymore. So these Passport Bros are pretty much just like running out of options, and they want to go to another country and they want to find someone else.
Passport Bros' biggest motivation to travel, aside from engaging in sex tourism, is to run away from their problems in America. They claim to have so many dating-related problems with American women, yet they're not willing to put in the work to improve their own life. A lot of them aren't willing to go to the gym to improve their body. A lot of them aren't willing to invest in therapy to potentially resolve any hurt and trauma that they harbor. And they believe that the solution to all their problems is to go overseas and to mess with foreign women. And of course, doing so won't fix any of the problems that they have. It'll just prolong it.
Now, I have a controversial take because I'm just like, people just do what they gotta do. You know what I mean? Like, people just do what they gotta do because the reality is some of these Passport Bros, successful, self-sufficient women don't want them. That's a reality. Yeah, for these Passport Bros, that's the case. And they have to go somewhere where the playing field is so uneven, like a destitute country, a destitute person, a destitute mate, in order to find somebody who will be with them.
That's a very valid point. If you pay attention to the specific places that they love traveling to, it's usually locations that are poorer and destitute. And they purposely get with local women who are desperate for an opportunity for a come up. And a lot of these women overseas are really only getting with these Passport Bros just to put food on the table, to help out their families in a financial way. But these men, as well as other groups of sex tourists, don't see that these women are finessing them big time. They're so fixated on sex to see reality.
That's unfortunate. In a way, that's just kind of like is what it is, right? At the same time, I can see the other side of it where, let's say, you're not considered traditionally good looking. You're not considered traditionally as having a good job. You are at a disadvantage. You are. Like, if you don't make good money in this country, you don't have a good setup, you might face discrimination. You might face prejudice. Women may not want to date you. That's very well potentially a thing.
The point she just made also ties into the point I just made a few minutes ago as well, about these men don't want to improve their life. Yes, there are men out there who may not be considered good looking and may also not have a well-paying job, but also there's ways to improve those aspects of your life. Traveling overseas to engage in sex tourism with destitute women is not the solution to your problems. Self-improvement starts with you. If you want to improve aspects of your life, you have to get up and do it. You can't, as a grown man, you can't expect to sit around and get pampered your whole life. Grown men shouldn't have a fear of self-accountability, and grown men certainly shouldn't be blaming everybody else for their problems.
Potentially a thing. And if you just simply give up and you feel the need to go to a different country just to switch things up, to better your odds, to do what you got to do to survive, I'm not against that. I truly am not. I do believe that people are entitled to their freedom and they are entitled to do what they need to do. And I don't think anyone should be telling anyone what to do. We can only say, look, that's not what I'm looking for. I'm not interested in that. I don't want to date a Passport Bro. That wouldn't really make me feel excited about meeting someone, because fundamentally to me, it's indicative of sort of their inability to get along with people in their native country?
She's making great points in this video. And to respond to the one she made about interacting with your native country, there's over 170 million women in America. These men love to promote talking points such as all or most of 170 million women have attitudes, they're toxic, they're masculine, they're not cooperative, they're not submissive, etc. And all women overseas don't fit into those negative aspects. Making up generalizations to justify your dating problems in America won't accomplish anything.
So at the end of the day, I mean, those are people too. They gotta find their way to survive and live. If that means going to a destitute place to essentially prey on people who just don't have the financial wherewithal to demand more equality, because that's what it is. Make no mistake, that's what it is. I can't blame them. They're free to do as they.
Yes, they are free to do as they please, of course, as long as it's legal. But that doesn't mean that the actions and the talking points that they promote shouldn't be condemned and exposed. But the truth is that the cost of living in a lot of these foreign countries is very cheap compared to American standards. Like the local currency in many of these foreign lands pales in comparison to the strength of the American dollar. So that aspect of going overseas and taking a vacation to a country where your dollar goes a lot further, there is nothing wrong with that. But when you go overseas to engage in sex tourism and to exploit destitute women to fulfill your sexual pleasures and desires, that's when it becomes a very immoral practice. No, this channel has never been about condemning men who simply just travel and take vacations. It never has been about that. It's been about the immoral actions that they partake in and the talking points that they promote on social media. You know, me personally, I've been to over 20 countries myself, so I'm decently traveled. There's nothing wrong with traveling. It's the intentions behind your travel is where the line can be drawn. But I hope you all enjoyed this video. Like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new, and stay tuned to the channel.